Hello there, everyone. This is, of course, a very special event here today. It's the final of Season 2. Sat here through 15 events. Only one event left to remain to crown a championship. Of course, today we also have the B-League finale, as we're taking a look at the track here, the Baguette Bash. The home stadium of the Golden Baguettes have their own track to produce a great finale. Here are your heats here, starting off with the B-League heats. So gonna head into heat number 1, which will include Chaos Crew, Crisp Tacos, Dynamic Dynamites, Lavenders, Misty Mountains, and the Plum Perfection. You ready? And we are off for the first lap. The first lap will always be a randomized starting order. And it looks like the Crisp Tacos actually got out early. But of course, as they always do, Chaos Crew are now currently leading. Chaos Crew have been so dominant this B-League season that the fact that they already won the season, it's really just battling for the podium and of course battling for that top half position as well. Chaos Crew are still leading, heading into what I call the loop. Looks like Chaos Crew, Misty Mountains are also the Plum Perfection also that they bump into the Chaos Crew. Looks like Plum Perfection actually now have the lead. It's gonna be between them and the Misty Mountains, and the Misty Mountains will be taking the first lap here. Lavenders, they are falling quite far behind here. Couldn't even see them until I started talking. Oh no. What happened to that lavender marble? So seeing the replays what happened, but we're gonna see that after as we head into that number 2, and looks like actually Lavender's marble got stuck. Oh no. Like Plum Perfection are currently in the lead, Crisp Tacos are in second, Misty Mountains are in third. Misty Mountains did do quite good in the previous race. They managed to get second, I think. No, actually no, they won the heat. Looks like now Plum Perfection are in the lead heading into the final funnel. Crisp Tacos are in second. They're trying to chase down that Plum Perfection marble. Forget about the Misty Mountains in third, but it will be the Plum Perfection winning that 2. Crisp Tacos will be getting second, and the Misty Mountains will be getting third here. Dynamic Dynamite's fourth. You can barely tell that's the Dynamic Dynamite's marble there. Chaos Crew will be getting fifth. Quite a substantial fall off from the previous lap, and oh poor Lavenders. They must have gotten going again, because they were quite far behind. They seriously need to catch up here in the final lap for advancement here. In that pre, it looks like Dynamic Dynamites actually start out with the early lead. Lavenders actually are in second. Looks like the tables are turning and the Lavenders are actually now taking the lead. The marble that has been stuck behind the previous 2 laps is now currently leading here in lap 3. Crisp Tacos and Misty Mountains are also doing quite well. They both passed the Dynamic Dynamites. Top 3 will be advancing to the finals here, but it's all Lavenders out in front. Misty Mountains, they bump into them. Misty Mountains now have the lead and are now going to win. No! Lavenders will be winning, followed by the Misty Mountains, then the Crisp Tacos. Dynamic Dynamites, after a winning race, will be sad that they miss out here. And of course, the Plum Perfection and the Chaos Crew will also be sad to miss out. As we're gonna take a look through the highlight replays, reels, we're gonna have a couple of them since there is 3 whole laps. So of course, there'll be a couple of them. Chaos Crew had such a big lead here in lap 1. It's kind of crazy that they managed to fall off in the end. But I guess they didn't really need to do anything here in this final event since they are already confirmed the champions. Crisp Tacos advancing is actually quite good for them. Same thing with the Lavenders since they're both battling for the podium at the moment. And both of those teams could realistically get there. I think 10 teams can get on the podium here. But I think Lavenders and Crisp Tacos are 2 teams that are both quite high. See, the results will be the Lavenders winning, followed by the Misty Mountains and the Crisp Tacos taking third. So that Dynamic Dynamites will be taking 4th here to see as we head into The B-League Heat 2, the Bubblegum Squad, Reckless Reptiles, Skylights, Dirtbox, Firefighters, and the Space Pirates. We are underway here. In that one, of course, it will be a randomized starting order, and we're off. Looks like Bubblegum Squad managed to get a good early lead, but it will be the Space Pirates actually manage to bump into them, and they get the lead because of it. Firefighters are battering with the Bubblegum Squad here in the second photo, and that actually let them have the lead over the Space Pirates out of nowhere. The Firefighters are currently leading, but then the Bubblegum Squad bumped into them back, and now the Space Pirates are currently leading. This battle, only in that one, has been very intense so far between the top three alone. But it looks like the Space Pirates are going to easily win that one here, as they've dropped through now. Firefighters will be taking second, Bubblegum Squad third, looks like Reckless Reptiles fourth, Dirtbox will be taking fifth. Oh, poor Sky Knights. They are going to be taking sixth here, heading into that too. You know, fortunes could turn around from the Sky Knights. Did for the Lavenders here in that three right at the end. So the same thing could happen to the Sky Knights here. Of course, we aren't certain yet until that final lap 3. But speaking of that, we do have lap 2 going on right now, and it's Bubblegum Squad currently leading. Reckless Reptiles, who were nowhere near the front in the previous race, is now suddenly up in second, and the Space Pirates are now taking the lead. They have been doing excellent this B-League race so far, and they are actually going to be able to win. Congrats to the Space Pirates. Been quite mid this season. Be quite happy with an advancement here to the finals. But of course, we still have that also vital lap here, which could determine these teams' fate. Of course, it's still the Space Pirates leading. They're battling actually with the Dirtbox area now. Dirtbox will be able to take the lead, and yes, they do. That green funnel has been proven today to be quite an entertaining funnel. Not of battles there. Dirtbox, who are nowhere in the previous 2 laps, are currently leading. And Space Pirates are in second. Both of them have a clear top 2. And Space Pirates get stuck! They have to get freed by the Bubblegum Squad there. But it will be the Dirtbox leading. And the Dirtbox will be getting the win. Space Pirates getting the second place. Bubblegum Squad will be getting third. Reckless Reptiles fourth. Skylights, they do manage to move 1 spot up to 5th. Firefighters, very sad to fall down all the way to 6th in the end. As we are now going through the replays, Firefighters, they had such an amazing lap 1. What happened to them in the previous, in the lap 2 and lap 3, I'm actually not so sure. Actually near the front here in lap 1, 2, they fell quite behind early on. Of course, that Reckless Reptiles marble managed to gain a lot of time. Of course, it was the Space Pirates. Space Pirates has been in front all this time, and they will be able to get the victory here. No, actually, no, the Dirtbox got the victory here. Will be the Dirtbox getting the win. Space Pirates in second. Bubblegum Squad will be getting third. Reckless Reptiles fourth. Skylights fifth. And the Firefighters will be getting sixth. As we will now move on to the 7th through 12th race, which will just only be 1 lap, of course, randomized starting order, as it always is for first lap. Of course, since this is only 1 lap, it will be just randomized starting order to begin with. And it's Dynamites that currently have the lead. Plum Perfection are in second. Those 2 marbles look very similar to each other, but I can just barely tell the difference apart thanks to the lighting here. So the Dynamites have a slightly more red-colored marble. But look at that, it's the Skylights that now take the lead. Skylights now have the lead heading into the final four. They did nothing in their heat. So the Skylights will be able to get a win here, which will be good for them since they are doing horrible in the standings currently. It looks like Chaos Crew are at the back. They will be finishing 12th here today. But I think we already know Chaos Crew are still the champions. Of course, we still have that top half battle and the podium battle to look out for here in the final race, as we're going to take a look at the replays here. Dynamites, they had the lead early on. I think they managed to keep through it all the way through, as we're going to see the results up here in a moment. See, a couple more replays or so. Actually, Scottites managed to take the lead here, and here are the results. Scottites will be taking 7th. The Dynamites actually fell down quite a few spots in the end. I didn't even notice that the firefighters managed to place above them. So that Chaos Crew will be finishing 12th. But we already know they're the champions. They didn't need to do anything more. As we now have the B-League finals. Here are all of the 6 of the teams. And we are all rolling for that one. Of the B-League final here, looks like Lavender's about to get a good start here, but it will be the Dirtbox taking the lead, heading into the second funnel. Bubblegum Squad right behind them. Lavender's currently in third. Misty Mountains and 4 Space Pirates are in 5th. So like Chris Tacos actually are in 6th. Bubblegum Squad are now battling with the Dirtbox for the lead. Will they get it? Yes, they will. Bubblegum Squad will be taking the lead here in that one of the finals. Dirtbox are in 2nd. Will they be able to catch up to the Bubblegum Squad? Space Pirates have actually catch up to 3rd out of nowhere. Will be the Bubblegum Squad taking the lead here and the win. Dirtbox in 2nd. Space Pirates 3rd. Misty Mountains be taking 4th. Lavender, such a 4th. They finish 5th. Chris Tacos 6th. Of course, we still have a few more laps left of the B-League and its entirety of Season 2. We do have 8 wonderful events of the B-League here. Now is in its final closing moments. Will be Space Pirates still leading here in that 2 Bubblegum Squad. Space Pirates actually got stuck. They had to get help by the Bubblegum Squad. That will shorten the gap there. Will the Bubblegum Squad be able to overtake? Looks like they might be able to, but no, they will not. Space Pirates will still be holding on to the lead. Dirtbox are in 2nd. Bubblegum Squad are in 3rd. Space Pirates win. I think they might be able to get on the overall podium. Of course, we still have the all-important final lap. But I think Space Pirates might be on the podium right now. I'm not actually quite sure what the championship permutations are. Oh, poor Misty Mountains. Far behind. Actually, it's like the camera's gonna pan up here. Oh, Chris Tacos, what happened to them? They must have got majorly stuck in a way, and they must have gotten freed by something. Sure what it was, but Chris Tacos, far behind here in 6th place. They're gonna have a terrible starting place here for the final lap. As Chris Tacos can still make it to the podium, but it's gonna be a lot more trickier for them. Especially since all of 6 of these teams, I think, are still in the running. Dirtbox are currently leading. Misty Mountains are in 2nd. Chris Tacos are in 3rd. Who takes the lead at the moment? It will be the Dirtbox, followed by the Misty Mountains. Chris Tacos are right up there. They managed to gain so much ground in the first 2 funnels. Unknown, would they be able to get on the podium because of that? Misty Mountains now have to lead. Chris Tacos are now in 2nd. What is happening? Chris Tacos, they are now taking the lead. Oh my days. Misty Mountains, will we be able to overtake back? Yes, they will. Misty Mountains will be winning the event. Chris Tacos will be getting 2nd. Lavender's 3rd. Bubblegum Squad 4th. Dirtbox 5th. Space Pirates 6th. And I think all podium chances of the Space Pirates are now over. They had such a strong start the Space Pirates had. But they all fell apart in the final lap. But look at the Chris Tacos in the final lap. They just steamrolled through everyone and finished 2nd. They might be able to finish 2nd on the overall podium now because of it. So I still don't know the championship permutations so right now, but it looks like I think Chris Tacos and Lavenders are on the podium in 2nd or 3rd. Of course, we'll know for sure once the podium ceremonies are underway for the B-League. Will be Misty Mountains getting the victory. Chris Tacos getting 2nd. Lavenders 3rd. Bubblegum Squad's Dirtbox 5th. And Space Pirates sadly in 6th. So gonna take a look at the B-League podium here. Will be Lavenders taking that 3rd place. Chris Tacos getting that 2nd. And of course, that Misty Mountains marble will be getting a victory here as we're gonna get onto the overall B-League podium very soon. And here is that overall B-League podium. Chaos Crew will be winning the B-League. Chris Tacos actually did manage to get to 2nd place in the end. Lavenders do in fact get to third, so my results were in fact correct. It was Chaos Crew, Crisp Tacos, and Navigators as we're gonna see the rest of the results of the B-League here, and we are here. Chaos Crew, 77 points. Crisp Tacos, 60 points. That's still quite a big gap between first and second. Of course, poor Scarlets, they finished 12th overall. But now we are here in the main league final. 4 teams are still able to win. Team Oreo, Camel Hiders, Golden Baguettes, and Team Oasis. They have all been placed in separate heats here. I think this is actually based on seeding. Yeah, the heats have been based on seeding. The first heat will be Team Oreo, Aqua Surfers, Blood Runes, and Emerald Gem. As we're gonna see the graphic for that. And here we are, A-League Heat 1. All of the 4 teams that I've just previously said, of course, Team Oreo can still win the season. Aqua Surfers can in fact still podium. Team Oreo does in fact need to advance in order to win. If they don't advance, they can't win, and Team Oasis will be still leading the championship as of now. But here we are roading here in that point. It's Aqua Surfers that take the early lead. Of course, Aqua Surfers, they managed to win the marathon back in season 1. So it's not so surprising they managed to take the lead, but they get stuck! No, Blood Runes are now in second. Team Oreo is in third. Blood Runes, they did awful back in the season 1 marathon. But of course, just like Chaos Crew in the B-League, they didn't need to do well. They didn't need to prove themselves because they were almost guaranteed champions back in season 1. Of course, Blood Runes will be taking the first lap victory here. Aqua Surfers second, Team Oreo third, Emerald Gem second as we move into lap 2. These laps go by very fast, just like the B-League has. Will be Team Oreo actually taking the lead. Aqua Surfers are in second. The Team Oreo fans will be very happy that that marble will be in the lead. Reserve of Team Oreo is currently leading. Aqua Surfers are currently in second. Oh no, they get stuck. They have to get boosted by that Emerald Gems marble. It's like they actually get bumped into the Blood Moons marble. Aqua Surfers will be falling into dead last here, heading into the final funnel. But will still be Team Oreo leading. Emerald Gems are now battling with them for the lead. Out of nowhere, quite frankly. But will be Team Oreo getting the win here, followed by the Emerald Gems and the Blood Moons. What happened to the Aqua Surfers? They must have gotten stuck. And they did get stuck. We had to help the Aqua Surfers here to get freed in the end. Here they are, Aqua Surfers marble roading here. And lap 2, very far behind. They're going to have a very poor start for lap 3. But of course, it's the marathon. Anything can still happen. Thing will probably still happen. Team Oreo still in the lead. Who takes second though? I actually couldn't tell, but it will be the Aqua Surfers that currently take second. Emerald Gems are in third, and the Blood Runes are in fourth. Emerald Gems battling with the Aqua Surfers. The Aqua Surfers, they get stuck again. Emerald Gems get stuck. They had to get freed by the Blood Runes. But unfortunately, the Blood Runes didn't get stuck. Looks like it's going to be a free marble battle for second there, as Team Oreo will be cruising to victory. Looks like Aqua Surfers are now in second yet again. Emerald Gems and Blood Runes have been falling far behind. Team Oreo will be winning here in lap 3. Aqua Surfers will be getting second. Who will be getting third? It will be the Emerald Gems. Blood Runes will unfortunately be taking fourth here after quite a good lap 1. So that was very surprising to see them down there, especially just that incredible lap 1. Look at the replays here. They actually had to lead here in lap 1. Of course, heading into the lap 2 replays, they battled with the Emerald Gems, and that caused them to fall quite far behind, letting Team Oreo and the Aqua Surfers take an easy win here. So we're going to get into the results very soon. Would be Team Oreo getting the win, followed by the Aqua Surfers, Emerald Gems, and then the Blood Moons. As you see here in the results. So you're gonna get into the Heat 2. Who's in the Heat 2? It will be Camel Hiders, Navy Aircraft, Cherry Chasers, and the Crystal Cyclones. Of course, the Camel Hiders can still win the championship. Navy Aircraft can still podium here in the final. But of course, Camel Hiders, just like the Aqua Surfers, no, I mean Team Oreo, Camel Hiders will have to advance in order to get a chance of that victory here. But it will be Navy Aircraft taking the lead here in that one. Camel Hiders are currently in second place. Crystal Cyclones and Cherry Chasers are battling with each other for dead last at the moment, which is separating them from the leaders actually. And oh no! The Cherry Chasers have gotten stuck. Will be the Camel Hiders taking the lead. Navy Aircraft are in second. Those two marbles have had an excellent battle here in that one. Will be the Crystal Cyclones in third place, but it will be the Camel Hiders taking the lead. Navy Aircraft in second, and Crystal Cyclones are currently in third. And of course, Cherry Chasers and Marble actually managed to get going again. Oh my days! Cherry Chasers, they will be able to finish fourth here, but that will still put them far behind the rest of the marbles heading into lap 2. Speaking of lap 2, here we are, and it's very, very, very bright. I can't tell what happened here, but will be Navy Aircraft taking the lead here. Cherry Chasers are actually in second. Crystal Cyclones are in third. What happened to the Camel Hiders? They suddenly fell to fourth. Oh my! Will be Navy Aircraft in the lead. Cherry Chasers, Crystal Cyclones, they get stuck. They had to get freed by the Camel Hiders. Camel Hiders might be able to pass them in the end. Will be Navy Aircraft taking the lead here in lap 2. Could happen here. This could change up the standings dramatically if the Camel Hiders get out here. Of course, it will be Navy Aircraft getting the victory here, followed by the Cherry Chasers. Camel Hiders will be taking third, and of course, Crystal Cyclones will be getting fourth here. But we still have that one final lap. We do have lap 3 remaining. All fortunes could change here. Navy Aircraft still in the lead. Cherry Chasers in second. Camel Hiders are in third. Camel Hiders, they need to advance here to have any chance of winning the season at all. Camel Hiders, they suddenly take the lead. Cherry Chasers are in second. Navy Aircraft are in third. Crystal Cyclones, they're definitely not going to advance at this rate. But the Camel Hiders, they are leading here in that 3. If they advance, they will have a great shot at the championship. Navy Aircraft are in second. They are battling with the Cherry Chasers for that advancement zone. If Navy Aircraft can advance, they could still be able to podium here. Whose Navy Aircraft will be advancing. Cherry Chasers will be getting third, and the Crystal Cyclones will be getting fourth. What an entertaining round that was! Camel Hiders almost getting out, almost losing a chance for that championship win. Of course, all of this wouldn't matter if Team Oasis does in fact advance, but very, very good moves by that Camel Hiders marble. Of course, Navy Aircraft also had very good moves. It looks like everyone had good moves besides that Crystal Cyclones marble, who were just falling behind. Crystal Cyclones had an awful year this season. So you see, we have the A-League Heat 2 results now. Camel Hiders will be getting first, Navy Aircraft second, Cherry Chasers third, and the Crystal Cyclones fourth as they head into round 3. Heat 3, if you want to call it like that. And here we have the teams in Heat 3. Good and Baguettes, IKEA Shoppers, Cat's Eyes, and teams of Good and Baguettes are hosts. They can still win the championship. They have moved up to second place all of a sudden in the previous event. IKEA Shoppers here, the last team eligible to be able to still podium here in the final event. So we head into lap 1. And it was a very, very close battle between all 4 of those marbles. I couldn't tell who took the lead with the IKEA Shoppers marble, but now it's the Golden Baguettes who have the lead. IKEA Shoppers are in second. Of course, they are battling with the Golden Baguettes for the lead. Looks like all of the championship and the podiumship contenders have been advancing so far. Will the trend continue here for the IKEA Shoppers and the Golden Baguettes? By the looks of lap 1, yes it will, as the Golden Baguettes and the IKEA Shoppers will be taking an easy top 2 here. Cat's Eyes will be finishing third, and oh boy, I think we had the marble DNF, and I think we have it again. Team Smoke, they have been doing awful in these 2 laps. Will be IKEA Shoppers taking the lead once again. Golden Baguettes are in second. Cat's Eyes are in third. If the Golden Baguettes get out here, that's another huge team out of championship contention. They need to advance here because of that Team Oasis. Team Oasis has quite a good lead, to the point where if they advance, they just need to finish well and they will win the championship easily. But is that IKEA Shoppers Marble still leading? IKEA Shoppers will be getting the win here in lap 2. Who will be getting second place? It will be Golden Baguette's Cat's Eyes will be getting third, and oh boy, Team Smoke not having a good time in fourth. As we are now rooting for the final lap of Heat 3 here, and it looks like the Golden Baguettes are actually taking the lead here. Our hosts are currently leading here in lap 3. Of course, Golden Baguettes didn't do too well in the marathon of Season 1. Of course, 3 out of the 4 of these teams were in the marathon of Season 1. The only one that wasn't was the IKEA Shoppers, because they are new to the season and they are still able to get on the podium. It's like they are trying every chance they get of getting to that overall podium. They currently have the lead. Cat's Eyes are in second. Golden Baguettes are currently out of contention. They need to make a move here in this final funnel. Looks like they might have just have. Cat's Eyes will be able to win. Who gets second? IKEA Shoppers are Golden Baguettes, and it will be our host getting second. IKEA Shoppers will be getting third. Team Smoke fourth. That means our 4th place, our 3rd place, and our 2nd place team will be advancing to the finals here. This will be such an entertaining final battle here, depending on if Team Oasis advances or not in their heat. Of course, that will be Heat 4. Team Oasis did not do that good in Marathon Season 1, but you might be able to do something here, because they are, of course, are the championship leading team. So you head into these replays here. IKEA Shoppers, what a fall off. You actually get passed right at the last second by the Golden Baguettes, which gives the Golden Baguettes a chance at the win here in the final. First, the final will have 8 teams, 5 laps, just like it did in Season 1. Of course, we now have the A-League Heat 4. We do have Team Oasis, Midnight Warriors, Snowy Wolves, and the Sticky Slimes. It looks like Team Oasis are the fan favorites here today, since they are currently leading the championship. Would they be able to hold on to it though? So what we're wondering here in lap 1 out of 3. And we are rooting for Heat 4. Who takes the lead early on? Looks like it will be the Midnight Warriors taking the lead early on. Sticky Slimes are currently in second. Midnight Warriors are currently 8th. They're the only second place team here that can't manage to get on the podium here. Team Oasis are currently struggling right now. They are falling far behind. It's Midnight Warriors and Sticky Slimes out in front. Of course, this will be good news to the other 3 teams left in the championship battle here today, if Team Oasis actually gets out. Sticky Slimes and Midnight Warriors are battling for the lead here in that point. Who's gonna get it actually? It will be the Midnight Warriors getting the lead. Sticky Slimes in second, Snowy Wolves are in third, and Team Oasis are in fourth, heading into lap 2. If Team Oasis doesn't advance here, that makes the door wide open for the other 3 teams who all manage to advance. Oh no! As I say that, Team Oasis, they take the lead. Sticky Slimes are in second. Looks like Midnight Warriors, they're actually battling with Team Oasis, but Team Oasis will still hold on to the lead. Sticky Slimes in second, Midnight Warriors third, Snowy Wolves are falling far behind this lap this time around. Midnight Warriors, they managed to make a nice overtake. In fact, everyone is making overtakes on their Team Oasis. What is happening to that marble? They have fallen all the way to 4th all of a sudden. And it's the Midnight Warriors now have the lead and will get the win here. Heading into the final lap, Snowy Wolves take second, Sticky Slimes third, Team Oasis gets 4th again. No, they need to make moves here. If they want, of course, they will still be able to win the championship without advancing. But it will be a great help if they advance here. It will be Midnight Warriors taking the lead here. And it will be them battling with the Snowy Wolves for the lead. Who's gonna get it? It will be the Midnight Warriors still holding on to the lead. Snowy Wolves in second. Sticky Slimes are in third. Sticky Slimes did quite good in Marathon Season 1. In fact, because of Marathon Season 1, Sticky Slimes were able to place second overall back in MMI Season 1. Will be Midnight Warriors taking the lead. Sticky Slimes in second. Zoe Rose in third, and Team Oasis is nowhere near the advancement zone. I don't think Team Oasis is going to advance. And no, they won't. Team Oasis is out. Oh, that's going to be big. That's going to be big for the other three teams. Team Oreo, Camel Hiders, and Golden Baguettes, who all advanced to the final. And suddenly, the championship is wide open for anyone's taking there here in the final. Whoopies, Sticky Slimes, and Midnight Warriors had a good battle throughout. What happened to that Team Oasis marble? They just fell straight far behind. You saw in the replay there. Oh my days! It's gonna do something. The championship might be more entertaining than we think here today. As we head into the heat for results, Midnight Warriors will be getting first, Sticky Slimes will be getting second, Team Oasis third, and Snowy Wolves will be finishing fourth. But of course, we do have that 9th through 16th race, which will be one lap randomized order. So if Team Oasis does roll here, I think that could spell doom for Team Oreo in the end, but they will still be able to podium. As we see who takes the lead, it will be the IKEA shoppers taking the lead. They must be angry, I'm sure, of not advancing to the finals here. Barely missing out due to the Golden Baguette. But it will be Team Oasis now taking the lead. Team Oasis must probably be the most frustrated marble of all. Losing that advancement zone, probably an easy win if they had just advanced to the finals. Looks like they actually are holding on to the lead here, but will they be able to win? No, they don't! Cherry chases past them, and the Blood Moon's past them. Team Oasis will be placing 11th, and I do believe that knocks the Team Oreo out of championship contention. Team Oreo will now only be able to tie with Team Oasis, but they won't be able to win the overall league. As you do now have the replays now. Of course, it will be a much shortened replay due to it only being one lap only. Team Oasis had such a good lead here in the 9th through 16th race. They could have placed lines, but they just fell down to 2 marbles, passing them in the end, finishing 11th overall. Oh, Team Smoke, they're going to finish 16th. That's going to tank their score from having such a great end to the season, getting 2 gold medals near the end. But of course, we do have that final battle. 8 teams still remaining for the championship win. Actually, 3 teams still remaining for the championship win. But 8 teams are in the final. That's what I meant. Sticky Slimes, Midnight Warriors, actually, the heat graphics gotta come up. Sticky Slimes, Midnight Warriors, Golden Baguettes, Cat's Eyes, Navy Aircraft, Camel Hiders, Aqua Surfers, and Team Oreo. Such a different cast than from the Season 1 finale. Who's gonna win it here as we head into lap 1 out of 5? And we are running for the final of Season 2. Who takes the early lead? It's the Midnight Warriors that take the early lead. Aqua Surfers are the second. Camel Hiders are up there. If the Camel Hiders manage to win, they win the season just like that because of Team Oasis falling down that far. Camel Hiders are in the lead. Golden Baguettes are in second. Now the Golden Baguettes, they take the lead. If they manage to win, they will be able to win the season. Or if they take second, they are able to win the season. Golden Baguettes, they currently have the lead here in that point. And it looks like they're going to actually win. Golden Baguettes will be winning that point here. Aqua Surfers, no, they don't actually win that too. It will be Midnight Warriors. Camel Hiders get 4th. Sticky Slimes 5th. Navy Aircraft gets 6th. Team Oreo 7th. And Cat's Eyes 8th. And since it's the final, we're going to do replays of every single lap after the race, because it will be all heading into the final lap. We're also going to see what championship permutations look like after each lap. You see what I mean in a moment. See, this would be the standings here would look like after that point. It would be the Golden Baguettes winning the season. After that point, Team Oasis would have been finishing second, and the Camel Hiders would have been finishing third. But of course, we still have 4 laps left to decide a winner here. Golden Baguettes will be taking the lead, but who will get the lead here will be Aqua Surfers who actually take the lead. Team Oreo in second. Cat's Eyes are currently in third. Aqua Surfers have managed to get the lead. No, it's actually Team Oreo. Team Oreo, if they manage to hold into the lead, they could battle for that auto qualification spot. They are the best team to do it in this league. Of course, Navy Aircraft can also do it, but they are quite far behind the rest of the pack, especially since they all managed to advance besides that Team Oasis team. We'll be actually Cat's winning that 2 here, Team Oreo getting second, Aqua Surfers third, Navy Aircraft fourth, Camo Hiders fifth, Sticky Slimes will be getting sixth, Midnight Warriors will be getting seventh, and the Girl Baguettes will be getting eighth. Hearing that too, such a fall-off, especially after that lap 1 win. I wonder what would have happened to them. Would have been shown here in the replays, I would think. Speaking of the replays, here they are. Golden Baguettes, they must have just fallen heavily behind in that green funnel. So gotta see what the championship permutations would look like at the moment. There would be currently Team Oasis leading. Team Oreo would in fact jump up to second. Camo Hiders would jump up to third. Golden Baguettes fall down to fourth in the end. Navy Aircraft fifth. As we head into lap 3. And here we are in lap 3. 3 laps remaining of MMI Season 2. Who's gonna take the early lead here, heading into the green funnel? Looks like it's the Navy Aircraft once again. Team Oreo will be losing out the lead here in second place. Of course, looks like who gets third? It's the Camo Hiders currently in third. Aqua Surfers in fourth. Golden Baguettes in fifth. Golden Baguettes managed to make a nice move on Team Oreo there, and they actually managed to overtake quite a few teams. They managed to move up to fourth. But it looks like it's the Midnight Warriors currently leading. Camo Hiders in second. Team Oreo is now up there. Midnight Warriors will win. Aqua Surfers in second. Team Oreo in third. Camo Hiders fourth. Navy Aircraft will be just barely getting fifth over the Golden Baguettes. Sticky Slimes will be getting seventh. And the Cat's Eyes will be getting eighth here in lap 3. We still have 2 laps remaining. What an entertaining final this has been so far. For these marbles, I'm pretty sure they are currently under a lot of stress right now, realizing that there are only 2 laps left for this entire season. As we take a look at the championship permutations as of now, Team Oasis is still currently leading. Camo Hiders jump up to second, Golden Baguettes third, Team Oreo will be in fourth, Aqua Surfers fifth, and then so on. As we head into lap number 4 out of 5, and we are running Team Oreo. Actually, Midnight Warriors are currently leading. Will be the Navy Aircraft match to make a nice overtake over that Midnight Warriors marble. Navy Aircraft will be leading, heading into the final lap by the looks of it. It's like they actually get stuck. Oh no! To get freed by at least 3 different teams there. It's gonna be an entertaining battle for sure. Who gets the lead? It will be Team Oreo! Team Oreo will be getting the lead. Aqua Surfers are in second. Will be Navy Aircraft. They fall down to third. Camo Hiders are also up there. Looks like it will be Team Oreo getting the win, heading into the final lap. The Navy Aircraft are in second. Aqua Surfers third. Camo Hiders fourth. Sticky Slimes fifth. Midnight Warriors sixth. Cat's Eyes will be finishing seventh, and the Golden Baguettes will be finishing eighth. What an entertaining lap that was. Ending off with Team Oreo winning their currency. I think championship permutations, as they say, Team Oreo will be tied with the Team Oasis if things hold currently, but of course Team Oasis would still be getting the win thanks to medal count in the end. Speaking of championship permutations, here they are after that pool. Team Oasis and Team Oreo are currently tied, but Team Oasis would still be winning the season thanks to medal count. Camo Hiders would be getting third. Navy Aircraft would actually be jumping off. As we now head into the final lap of MMI Season 2. Here we are, the championship deciding lap. Who takes the early lead? Early on, it will be Navy Aircraft taking the lead. Camo Hiders are in second. Midnight Warriors are currently in third. Whoever gets the win here will be getting the championship. 3 teams still left in the running. Will be Midnight Warriors are taking the lead. Look at the Camo Hiders, they managed to bump into them. Camo Hiders, I think, will be now taking the lead. Yes, they will. It will be Camo Hiders, Cat's Eyes, Aqua Surfers heading into the final funnel here. Will the Camo Hiders be able to win the season? It's gonna be close. I got who is very leading right now. To be the Camo Hiders. Yes, they will. The Camo Hiders have just won Season 2 of MMI. Congratulations to them. Poor Golden Baguettes, they finished 8th in this final battle. But what a play by the Camel Hiders here in the final lap. They started so behind there to manage to catch up so fast by battling with the Navy aircraft and then battling with the Midnight Warriors there, and then of course battling with the Cat's and Aqua Surfers to getting that final win in the end. Congratulations to Camel Hiders for winning Season 2 of MMI. Aqua Surfers will be getting a very happy silver medal. Cat's will also be getting a bronze here today in the marathon, but it will be the Camel Hiders that get the gold. Aqua Surfers, they got the gold here last time out, so we'll be happy they got a silver here. Of course, for the last time out, it will be Coco, and I am signing off.